way!
What the heck? No.
In 2012, Cello bought a strange pendant linked to the mysterious Aleister Crowley, just as she was battling an addiction. Since then, her life has been plagued by a series of odd and unsettling events. The most disturbing of these occurred on June 5th, 2025, when, while doing the dishes at home, Cello heard strange noises from the hallway. Feeling uneasy, she decided to record the moment with her phone, capturing something truly chilling.
Okay, I'm so crazy, right? Here we go. Baby's terrified. Hold on. I know you're okay, Pasa.
First, Cello heard banging sounds, followed by the door at the end of the hallway opening and closing on its own repeatedly. The camera on her phone began to distort and shake without explanation. What really alarmed her, though, was her dog, who ran away terrified, whimpering. Cello believes that something is connected to her, something that follows her wherever she goes. This clip was filmed in a quiet house where the owner often hears strange music late at night. She claims that the sound of a piano echoes through the house, even though no one is playing it. One night, she decides to investigate, but things take an unexpected turn.
What happened?
As she enters the room, she hears the faint sound of a piano, but there's no one in sight. Confused, she heads to the basement where the music seems to be coming from. However, as she gets closer to the piano, the music suddenly stops. Then, without warning, several objects in the room fall on their own, sending her fleeing in terror. The security cameras capture nothing, and the door remains closed. The owner assumed it was just coyotes disturbing her dogs, but what shows up on the screen is definitely not a coyote.
What is that?
It's probably that coyote.
Not there. What the heck?
Is that that coyote?
No.
That's not a coyote. That's a person.
Where's the door?
We better go now. Where's dog? There's the dog? Why is she in her freaking pen? Oh my god. Okay, so it came back. What the hell? And the dog's just staring. Thanks.
So why is it a dog not working?
Oh my god, I don't know.
It's a pale figure with long limbs, moving in an unnatural, almost spastic way. Notice the dogs. They're completely frozen, staring but not attacking. They're paralyzed with fear. Then suddenly, the figure darts off, disappearing into the darkness at an inhuman speed, as if it knows it's being watched. As you can see, it's neither a dog nor a person. Could it be something that crawls around at night while sleeping? The thought of that thing lurking around while I'm defenseless in bed fills me with pure terror. A lone hiker found himself deep inside a railroad tunnel, unaware of the danger surrounding him. As he walked, he thought he heard the sound of an approaching train, but trapped in the middle of the tunnel with no clear way out, it felt like there was no escape. Then, he noticed a small carved-out safety niche in the tunnel wall. He threw himself into it just as the train thundered past, missing him by inches. Unfortunately, not everyone is so lucky. Every year, hundreds of people lose their lives trespassing on railway tracks, often confusing active routes for abandoned ones. A TikToker records a clown dragging what seems to be a body in a park.
No.
No!
He contacted the police, but they informed him that they couldn't take action without an actual assault. A few days later, the clown left a toy on his doorstep. The most terrifying part of this case is that the girl stopped posting, and the last video on her account was filmed by the clown himself. What happened to the girl remains a chilling and unsolved mystery to this day. Around 3 a.m. on Sunday, suspects crashed a stolen Kia into Up and Smoke Smoke Shop in Tempe, Arizona, and stole several vapes before fleeing in another vehicle. The burglars, who seemed familiar with the store, caused significant damage, including breaking windows and destroying merchandise, which is estimated to cost over $30,000 to repair.
Check the cameras and I see a car parked right in the middle of the store. It's very reckless behavior.
The thief, caught on security cameras, quickly grabbed the vapes and ignored higher value items. A man entering the store during the heist was told to back off by the thieves, who claimed to be armed.
You never really think it's gonna happen to you. Like, we worked hard to build this store and it just kind of sucks to see the store get destroyed like that. I couldn't believe the damage, like seeing it on the camera is nothing compared to actually walking in and seeing the devastation.
The shop owner, Fadi said, devastated by the destruction, is offering a $30,000 reward for information leading to the arrest of the suspects. Naya, 22, recalls recording this moment back in 2014, thinking she might need proof for anyone who wouldn't believe her. She was at her grandmother's house when her grandma's dog, Coco, started staring at the ceiling for no apparent reason, as there was nothing there. Coco would stare at the ceiling before hiding under the bed. It turned out she was focused on 2 ribbons hanging from the ceiling fan, one of which was moving on its own. But then, something happened that scared everyone inside.
Here's my old phone, just to prove that it's not edited or anything. Bro.
Did that boy text you yet?
No. Coco can tell something's wrong. Do you see that? Huh? The ribbon. Coco. Coco. What you doing down here?
Bye, Coco.
Bye, Coco. What the?
In a panic, Naya and her cousin rushed out of bed, thinking an earthquake had just hit. They quickly jumped up, only to find that nothing else in the room was shaking. If there was nothing around the bed or below it to cause a tremor, then what was going on? According to Nia, Coco had crawled out from under the bed, sensing that something was wrong. Late at night, a paranormal investigator visited a graveyard surrounded by macabre legends. What he captured on video is truly chilling.
Damn. Ah, no way! Oh, damn.
Do you want to play?
Girl. Oh my God. No way! Girl! Come here! I have a little cart for you.
Many experts argue that child ghosts don't exist, and that what they see are often darker entities disguised as innocent children. But take a close look here. Notice the ground? This girl has no shadow. A child alone at night in a cemetery is already unsettling, but the absence of a shadow makes it clear that what we're witnessing is definitely not human. The YouTubers, Haunted Finders, returned to a haunted railway station where locals had reported terrifying ghostly apparitions on the platforms and eerie phantom voices echoing in the dead of night. As they were talking to each other, something strange happened.
The man that got killed.
Yeah. We had some interesting responses last time, yeah?
Yeah, actually.
Equipped with spirit boxes and EMF readers, they tried reaching out to the spirits that might still linger. As they stood on the platform, strange sounds began to surround them.
What, a curse on this land? Did you hear that? Did you hear that? Someone walking over there, and it sounded like a laugh. Do you know when you whisper laugh? Like sort of thing? I thought I heard that, and then it sounded like someone came rushing across there.
Yeah. And he made a noise.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what I just heard before. What ran it sounded like someone running across, like.
Down to the far end.
What was that?
Growl.
Down to the far end.
What was that?
Growl.
They continued their investigation until an eerie sensation took over. They felt something watching them. Suddenly, a shadowy figure appeared, only to vanish moments later, leaving them shaken. Could this station really be haunted? Anaheim police clarified the viral video of a teen's arrest, which had many viewers mistakenly believing federal agents were involved. The video, showing the teen being punched and taken down by officers, was actually an arrest by undercover local police officers who had been tracking the teen for a violent crime.
Oh!
The teen was a suspect in a smash and grab robbery at Classic Jewelers in Anaheim Hills, where he and his crew stole nearly $1 million in custom jewelry. The suspects had used an SUV to crash into the store and also took the owner's weapon.
I said I have a get out. They saw my on the counter. They grabbed it.
After a pursuit by police, 7 of the 8 suspects were arrested, and the final suspect was captured in Linwood. The teen was found with a gun, a ski mask, and burglary tools, and police attempted to use a taser on him before resorting to physical force. The teen also had a felony warrant for his arrest in Los Angeles. A group of friends was talking near a cockatoo at a holiday park when the bird clearly said, "Hello." One person in the group replied, but right after, a faint whispered sound was heard.
Hello.
The sudden noise startled everyone, so they posted it online. Some viewers thought it was a ghostly voice, while others believed it sounded like the bird, which was known to mimic speech. Still, they couldn't shake the feeling that it sounded a little odd for a bird. During one of Cincinnati's most severe snowstorms, a car became stranded on the train tracks in Glendale, Ohio. Here's what happened. With only seconds to spare, a maintenance worker and a police officer rushed to the scene. Battling the snow and the weight of the car, they managed to push it off the tracks just in time. 3 teens accused of wielding hammers and using pepper spray during a daytime jewelry store robbery at Georgian Mall in Barrie just before Christmas have been denied bail. Police said 5 masked teens were caught on camera smashing display cases and grabbing merchandise in broad daylight, and all 5 suspects were arrested within 2 hours of the incident, with a backpack of stolen jewelry recovered. A 14-year-old was taken down inside the mall with the assistance of off-duty officers, while the other suspects, age 14, 15, and 17 from Brampton and Toronto, were found after crashing a stolen car nearby. While one 17-year-old was granted bail, the remaining 3 were denied bail in separate hearings. The store was closed for cleanup afterward, and this was the 3rd jewelry smash and grab at the mall in the past 16 months. Under the Youth Criminal Justice Act, the identities of the accused are protected, and the allegations against them have not been tested in court. A family living in a remote house near the woods claims that something hasn't felt right for days. They say strange noises have been coming from outside their home late at night, sounds they can't explain. One night, after hearing the noises again, the man decides to step outside and investigate for himself.
Wait for it. Listen. Trees are just falling left and right. Sounds like a war zone out here. These are the ones that I'm concerned about.
Deep within the trees, loud cracking noises can be heard, like branches snapping or something heavy forcing its way through the forest. But when he looks around, there's nothing. No movement, no animals, no signs of anything at all. Feeling uneasy, he heads back inside. Not long after, his wife starts hearing sounds too, this time much closer, just outside the house. What happens next is captured on camera.
Day 3 of the weird, strange occurrences at our house. Right now, this light has been steadily blinking for about 20 minutes and maybe 10, and I just don't understand why. Okay, now it's like not blinking at all. I guess it's okay now. But that and the hearing the voices and stuff sometimes, and hello? 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 Who's here? Who's here? Okay, I'm kind of freaked out. Going back inside the house. See what I mean, though? This is the stuff I'm talking about. Like, why is this stuff happening? I'm really thinking about moving away. I think that we should move away. Oh my God! Did you see that? Oh my God! Oh my God!
She hesitates before cautiously opening the door. As she steps outside, their dog starts whimpering softly, clearly uneasy and fearful. A few moments later, she comes back inside and the dog's behavior worsens. Out of nowhere, a chair violently slides across the room by itself. She spins around and screams as the door behind her begins opening and closing on its own. At that point, the situation becomes overwhelming. The family says the unsettling events are persistent, and they are now getting ready to leave the house for good. A hiker was deep in the woods when he spotted train units approaching.
Some weird stuff. I'm gonna see if... I think I hear 2 of them. I don't think there's anybody on them either. See if I can hop on one of these. No.
Curious, he thought about jumping on to see how they moved, but then he saw what was inside the next unit.
Kind of weird. Here comes the second one now. See if I can hop on. Oh, hell no! Nope.
A skeleton sat at the controls. It was probably just a prank, but still a disturbing sight when you're not expecting it. On June 19th, 2022, a security camera captured the exact moment when the peace of sleep was disturbed. This couple was sleeping soundly, or at least that's what they thought. The owner, known as Chewy Gooby, sensed something strange but was too asleep to react. It wasn't until she reviewed the footage that she discovered the horror.
She was fully asleep at this point, and I was trying to wake up. We were both half asleep at this point, and I don't really remember exactly what happened.
I just heard a sound. It wasn't until we watched the video.
He notices something in the background, enters the room, closes the door behind him with complete awareness, and then starts manipulating objects. It's not the wind, and it's not a coincidence. It's a conscious presence moving around them while they're completely defenseless. The couple searches for a scientific explanation online, desperately trying to find some logic behind it.
Explanation like that's scientific to why these things are happening to us. That would actually put us at ease. I have had a few experiences at my house before this one, but nothing to this extent. So I don't know. I think it might be following me.
The situation remains unsettling, leaving them searching for answers that seem impossible to find. Celeste had been home alone for 3 days, constantly hearing dragging noises. To ease her mind, she decided to record with her phone.
Like over there. No way, no way, no way. Ah, no way, no way. I'm getting scared, I swear I'm shaking. Ah, no, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way, oh no way, no way. I'm dying. I'm out here outside the house and I'm scared.
The recording first shows an object falling off the shelf on its own, which might be attributed to gravity. However, in the background, a dark silhouette can be seen. The person later mentioned sleeping outside that night. Would staying to investigate be an option in that situation? A man named Perry was on a break during his night shift when he recorded this clip in Las Vegas around 2 a.m. Perry was in an industrial area surrounded by empty warehouses when he heard loud screaming sounds nearby. The noise felt out of place since no one was expected in the area at that hour. He recorded the sound and uploaded the clip online. Some people thought the screams could be from a human in danger or trafficked individuals calling for help, while others suggested they might be coyotes, which are common around Las Vegas. Security cameras in an office capture a girl working alone late at night. At first, everything seems normal, but then physics seems to stop working. Take a close look at that. Without a doubt, it's something completely insane. The chair is moved by an invisible force, yet she's still sitting in mid-air without realizing it. When she finally notices, panic sets in, and she runs off, completely terrified. What invisible force was holding her up and moving that heavy furniture without a sound? It may seem like a staged clip, but the truth is, no one ever stepped foot in that office at night again. During a school field trip to the mountains, a video was captured, though the source remains unknown. It appears the footage was taken by either a student or a teacher accompanying the group on the bus. However, it seems that something else may have been traveling with them or staying nearby. Throughout the video, no one on the bus notices anything unusual during the trip, whether distracted by the mountain views through the bus window or the large dash cam inside the shuttle. No one spots the strange presence that appears in the footage. At first, everything seems normal inside the bus, and that's true. What's strange actually happens outside. If it weren't for the live dash cam inside the bus, this would have never been captured. Pay attention to the TV connected to the dash cam. As the bus moves, a mysterious figure appears in front. Whether walking or running, its movements seem unnatural, almost like it's staggering or limping across the bridge before vanishing. The most unsettling part, it appears to have no torso. Only the legs are visible, with the rest of the body nowhere in sight. Since there isn't much info on the video, I don't know if anyone on the bus saw it, but if they did, it likely would have been terrifying. A security camera at a skate park caught a creepy moment in broad daylight. The video shows a guy standing alone with his arms out when suddenly, strong winds start swirling around him, kind of like a mini tornado. He struggles to stay upright but manages to keep his balance. Thankfully, no injuries were reported, so he was probably fine. Sam thought he was safe living in the countryside, far from the noise and chaos of the big city. He and his wife had recently moved to a small town, hoping for peace. But from day one, that peace was replaced by suffocating paranoia, shadows moving through the hallways, and mysterious footsteps in their garden soil. One night, while returning home, something unsettling happened. All the lights on their property went out at once, as if someone or something had turned them off on purpose. Sensing something was wrong, Sam grabbed his cell phone.
I was walking toward my house and suddenly all the lights inside went out. I'm not sure if my wife is here.
Let's see if her car is here.
There, they turned on again.
But this was just the beginning. A few nights later, in the middle of the night, Sam began hearing sharp metallic banging sounds coming from one of the cabins in his backyard. Armed only with his phone and a courage most wouldn't have, he went out to investigate.
Something is banging and making noise in one of our sheds. I'm not really sure what to expect. I'm going to check it out.
Sam says that as he was filming inside, a paralyzing chill ran down his spine. Then, in the middle of the darkness, a macabre shadow seemed to be staring at him intently. His first instinct was to run toward the figure to see who it was. But after running a few meters across the grass, he made a discovery that chilled him to the bone. Inexplicably, the figure wasn't fleeing into the woods. It was at his front door, entering his home. Desperate, he ran, but the recording suddenly cut off. After searching every corner, he found absolutely nothing. No trace at all. After watching the video, the couple packed their bags and left the property for good. No one knows what happened afterward or if the new tenants experienced the same thing. Would anyone have gone into that cabin? Willie decided to move out after spending years in a haunted house. While packing up, he heard footsteps behind him as he went down to the basement. The sound grew louder, and then a growl forced him to rush back upstairs. He realized the ghost wasn't going to let him leave peacefully.
Today's today. We are sick and tired of whatever's going on in this house. We are leaving. We've decided to move. Movers are here. They've wrapped everything up. We are packing out, and hopefully that's the end of it. This is a video that I really did not want to make, but you guys tell me. We are still moving in. It's been a couple weeks, but tell me if you are hearing this too, because I think I might be going crazy. There's no way, dude. Ooh. No. Nope. Not this again. Oh my gosh.
What do you do when running away isn't enough? Is there truly any escape from something like that? A mother on TikTok noticed that her young daughter was talking to thin air. She would smile at empty corners and even ask for an extra plate at the table because, according to her, someone was coming. The mother, clearly terrified and understandably so, seeing that this happened every day, contacted a medium. The instructions were clear. The next time the daughter spoke to him, she should record it.
What is it? What is it?
This is mine.
Huh. What did you hear?
Yes, but are we watching something?
You can hear something.
Yeah.
What?
Who's this?
Can you say something?
What is that?
I don't know. What is it? Huh?
Where? Where is gone?
What? What's gone?
Alpha, dear. There.
What do you mean?
In the pit right there?
What is it?
Oh no.
What is it, Billy?
Who's that?
I don't know. What can you say?
He's black.
He's black?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Will he talk to you?
He's coming.
He's coming?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because he's coming. Mean?
Huh?
The bike's coming.
Yeah.
A baby's coming.
A baby's coming.
Yeah.
Oh. Is that what he told you?
I see. Me.
Sorry?
Sisters.
Coming?
Yeah.
What did he tell you that? Oh. And a brother?
Yeah.
What?
That's interesting over there.
He's out there. Who is that? What are you doing here?
Where's gone?
Oh, where did he go?
Alpha deer over there.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is he? Is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Where's gone?
I'm not sure. Is he your friend?
Oh, I'll go for her.
Huh?
Go for her.
What?
We go home for her.
Are you going to help her?
Yeah.
Oh, then is there another one?
It's a big one.
Oh.
What's the big one?
Is there a big one and a little one? Yeah, oh, okay.
Do you like the little one?
Do you like the little one?
Yes, with the hidden one.
I'm not sure.
I'll go for her.
You're gonna go find her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mom for her.
I can't see her.
Let me see here for...
I can't see her, Baba. I know you...
Can, huh?
Huh? Do you know her name?
Not sure.
What is her name?
Huh? Where are you?
Who are you?
I want to say hello.
Really?
Say hello.
Oh, what else do you have to say?
Mom? Yes, it's just hello.
There's a big one and a small one. At the end of the video, the little girl raises her hand and waves at the invisible presence. The mother is in the same room but sees nothing. The details the girl provides are too specific to be just a childish imagination. What dark forces was she connecting with? It's undoubtedly a disturbing case that remains unsolved. Amy Dancing, again a Redditor, captured a mysterious ghostly voice while exploring a World War II train tunnel in Darwin, Australia. On that day, they were the first to arrive, making sure no one else was around. Most Reddit users found the timing and camera movement convincing, but the real mystery still lingers. What exactly was the voice saying? While out hiking with their dog on a peaceful forest trail, this person came across something pretty unsettling. A misty figure hovered silently in the middle of a narrow cave, not moving at all. There was no sound, no breeze, just this eerie presence staring through the fog. Was it a spirit, a trick of the light, or something darker? What was that figure doing there? And why did it feel like it was waiting for them? A man recently shared a chilling video his friend sent him, captured by a home security camera. In the footage, the basement door swings open on its own, with no one in sight. But that's not even the creepiest part. He urges viewers to turn up the volume, leaving everyone wondering what's really happening. The man claims this is the second time it's happened to him, months apart with no logical explanation. There's no wind, drafts, or pets, just an empty hallway and something waiting downstairs. Would anyone go downstairs? Isaac recently moved into an old family house, which seemed like a quiet, secluded place filled with history. But as he dug deeper into the property's past, things started to feel off. The original owner, a war veteran, struggled with severe PTSD and believed he heard strange sounds coming from a small shed in the backyard. He'd often leave the house in the middle of the night, convinced something was moving inside the shed, sometimes even watching him. Eventually, his fear of the shed became so overwhelming that he avoided it entirely, even during the day. Fast forward to Isaac's time there, and he describes the same shed as the most unsettling part of the property. From his bedroom window, he claims to have seen figures moving inside. Other nights, he hears loud banging as if something's trapped in there. One morning, while recording a video for viewers, Isaac captured something strange on camera.
I've seen all the comments, I've been seeing all the questions, and I wanted to make a video to answer those questions for you guys now. It's about 5:30, 5:45 in the morning. I can't sleep, so I figured, why not, right? So I'll answer the first question. What happened to the video? Y'all hear that, right? Like that. Y'all see that?
As Isaac records, a pale figure briefly appears behind him in the window before disappearing just as quickly. That was just the start. Shortly after, the door to the shed begins to slowly open on its own, despite Isaac being completely alone. Moments like this only fueled viewers' curiosity about the shed, and before long, many were pushing him to go inside and investigate for himself.
Okay, so you guys have been asking me to take you in the shed and leave the phone in there. And I know it's been a little while since I put out a video regarding the shed, but a lot has been happening and I just truly needed some time. So I took it. But just to show you, it is locked, okay? And I'm going to immediately, no cuts, as per usual. Okay, so we are walking into, God, these dolls are creepy. We're gonna walk in, well, not walk in, but we're in here now. And yeah, so I'm going to go ahead and set this up. You guys got a good view, right? Windows, everything. All right. I guess I'll catch y'all. I'm out.
While Isaac is filming inside, a strange noise comes from one of the plastic containers, almost like something shifting or a doll moving inside. Later, when Isaac checks the container again, he finds that one of the dolls has mysteriously moved from its original spot. For fans of scary videos and paranormal activity, this detail made the footage even more chilling. The shed is filled with dolls for a reason. Isaac explains that the granddaughter, who now owns the property, has spent years collecting them with the intention of passing the collection down to her children. Over time, the shed became packed with dolls of all types. After Isaac posted the first video, viewers became even more intrigued and demanded more proof of what might be going on in the shed. They asked him to film again, this time from a different angle and with a closer look inside.
And just so you know, because somebody actually said in the video yesterday, of course it happens from behind the camera. That's what's behind the camera, okay? Solid wall. That's what's behind the camera, okay? Okay. I'm out. That wasn't supposed to happen. Maybe I should close the door softer next time. Let's go ahead and try that again. Okay? I'm gonna close it softly this time. Lord of mercy. Okay. All right. I'm out.
Isaac had stepped outside, but something still seemed to move in the shed behind him. Some viewers believe the location could be linked to the trauma of the veteran who once lived there, while others think the dolls might be holding something paranormal. Despite his unease, Isaac continued to receive messages urging him to return. Many thought the strange activity happened only during the day, but they were wrong. This time, whatever is inside seems much more active. Objects start shifting on their own, and things scatter across the floor as if something unseen is moving through the room. Some viewers claim they hear faint breathing, while others think they hear a quiet voice saying, "Help," or "Let me out." Another sound seems to be a whisper saying, "Get out." Since Halloween, Isaac says he hears noises from the shed every night. He no longer believes it's just the wind, because each morning he finds signs that something inside has been moving things around.
This is what I come into every single day. You asked me why the shed. Look at this. Dolls knocked over, turned around. Baseboards moved. Not baseboards. Drywall moved. Bed knocked over. Powder all over the floor. This is what I come into every single day. You guys ask me why is the shed cleaned every single time I walk in here? It's because every single day I wake up, I have to come in and clean it because it's a mess. This is a regular occurrence. So you guys are going to watch my morning routine. Somebody said lay it like this so you get a wider angle. I have a clip on the back. So there's no way. Trying to figure out the best way to do this. So let's maybe from here. Okay. It's about as open as a shot as I can get because I have to. Somebody said they don't have the energy to do this. Man, it's freezing out here. It's like 20-something degrees here in South Carolina. And I'm out here. Having to yet once again pick all. God, I'm freezing. Even the foam mattress is solid. Good God Almighty. Back in the days when I used to wrestle, I used to pray for. I used to pray for.
In one last clip, while Isaac is sweeping and talking about the temperature, a faint voice says, "Who's there?" This creeps out viewers even more. What made it worse was that some people felt an immediate sense of dread just by looking at an object inside the shed, urging Isaac to figure out where it came from and why it was left there. So far, he hasn't found any answers, and until he does, the shed remains another unexplained mystery that keeps fueling real ghost stories and disturbing videos online. On March 4th, 2026, at around 11 p.m., Destiny K was fast asleep when something unexpected suddenly woke her up. At the time, Destiny was unaware that her house was struck by lightning, but that wasn't the only thing she didn't know. On the same night, something eerie was captured on camera. While the lightning struck her house, something strange occurred inside her room.
Okay. So that's me in bed, there's a TV. Look in this general area, okay? This corner of the room. And tell me if you see what I see. The lightning strikes. Look in this bottom right corner. Wait for it. There. Turn the brightness up. Do you see that? Tell me that doesn't look like a person sitting on the floor in my bedroom. And then they're gone. And then it's just gone. with this thing.
Though Destiny can't quite make out what exactly was caught on camera, she clearly sees the outline of a body. The image isn't very clear, but there's no mistaking that something, which wasn't there before, suddenly appears and then vanishes in a flash.
Over here is where I capture the footage. I do not want to go over there, so I'm kind of staying over here. I haven't really sort of crossed this way. I sort of exit out the other door. Basically, I saw the flash. Literally half the power in this house is out. Half of the house.
In her living room, Destiny's security camera captured the fire department arriving at her house. They were there to check for any fire hazards caused by the lightning strike, but during their inspection, something very strange occurred.
This is all captured on like a security camera that's battery operated, and thank God we had that. Pay attention to this firefighter right here. He keeps looking over at the couch again and again, like as if someone's sitting there and there's not. And this is when it really gets weird.
The firemen swore they saw someone sitting on the couch, but when they checked, no one was there.
Really? Yeah. Well, invited is a strong word. I had to pay. Part of my life.
On the same couch where the firemen thought they saw someone sitting, something strange happens. An imprint on the back cushion begins to rise, as if someone had just gotten off. While it could be explained by a firefighter leaning on the sofa and causing the cushion to pop back into place, things take a creepy turn. Just a few minutes before checking the cushion, one of the firemen shines his light on the couch and reveals something unsettling.
You know what, actually? I knew you did. That's the very corner of the dark and the light and the wall. There you go. Oh, okay. All right. Everyone else. All I need are 10 minutes.
No one was near the couch this time, yet an imprint appeared as if someone had just stood up. It looked like the figure moved away, disturbed by the light. The fireman didn't notice the imprint, and Destiny only saw it when reviewing the footage later. While watching, she discovered something she had missed earlier. When the fireman kept looking at the couch, this happened.
I didn't even know. No, not that I mean, we've got like city black guys. Neighbors have power, so. Situation.
The fireman kept glancing at the couch, clearly unsettled by what he was seeing, possibly trying to make sense of it, but it only left him more confused. Suddenly, a candle that was burning brightly went out, followed by another one. The two extinguished candles, combined with the fact that both firemen thought they saw someone sitting on the couch, made the situation even more eerie. With everything that happened that night, it's no surprise Destiny believes a ghost or some paranormal presence was caught on camera. But as with most of these videos, it's never clear what was really captured. There have been no updates on the situation, and for now, it remains unexplained. Let me know what you think. One night, as Tammy was pulling into her driveway and getting out of her car, she spotted something eerie across the street, something she couldn't make sense of. The strange event was caught on her CCTV camera. Take a look. A strange, bright light across the road catches Tammy's attention. As she stands there watching, she realizes the light isn't moving on its own, but is actually attached to a dark figure crawling on all fours. The figure then stands upright and looks around the area. A few seconds later, it walks down the sidewalk, slightly distorts, and then starts crawling again before disappearing out of view. Tammy has no idea what she saw, but mentions that it didn't look human. Whether it was a person or something else entirely, it was certainly unsettling to witness at night. A Reddit user described staying in the secluded village of Hatoji, nestled in the remote hills of Okayama, Japan, where only a handful of homes remain, and an unsettling silence dominates the area. On their first night, however, that silence was abruptly disturbed when, just after sunset, they heard a strange sound from deep within the woods. It wasn't just a one-time noise, but a recurring pattern, a deep, guttural roar followed by sharp, piercing screeches that echoed through the darkness. The sounds would pause, then begin again, repeating through the night. At first, the Reddit user thought it might be wild boars, since Hatoji is known for them, but could boars really make such intense noise? And why would they scream like that in the dark? Were they fighting, mating, or possibly warning something or someone? Isolated in a deserted village surrounded by forest, the unsettling noises returned every night. Were they simply animals, or was there something more sinister behind it? Eventually, the Reddit user spoke to a local, and the answer was surprising. It wasn't a monster or a spirit. It was the Japanese Sika deer. Seemingly harmless, but this creature can produce a sound that could easily be mistaken for something straight out of a horror movie. So, was it just the deer, or is something else lurking in the shadows? Late at night, in a quiet yard, the owners have often felt like they were being watched. This time, however, the camera captured something strange. At first, everything seems normal, with a single chair standing still in the yard. But then, with no one nearby, the chair begins to slide forward on its own. It feels as if something is sitting in it, pushing it across the floor. A TikTok user, who only identifies himself as a rail fan, was driving through a remote part of Minnesota when he came across a train passing through a railroad crossing.
Well, that ain't good. Don't know who's running that, but I mean, yeah, okay.
As he watched, he noticed something odd. There was no one on board. Viewers later analyzed the footage and spotted a strange figure. The eerie sight left many wondering if it was some kind of cryptid or just a trick of the light. The user remained unsure, but was definitely freaked out. A Reddit user was out on a late-night drive with a friend when they ended up in an unfamiliar part of town. They decided to stop at a dark public park and park near a playground. The area seemed empty, except for a few cars scattered around the lot. Curiously, the driver turned on the car's high beams, and that's when the friend noticed something eerie. Near the playground, a dark figure seemed to be standing there. Not wanting to get closer, the friend quickly took a photo. They didn't stick around to investigate and left the park right away. Since that night, they've avoided the park, unsure of what or who they may have encountered. Reddit user Glad Salamander 2361 held a spirit box session at an abandoned train station on a summer day. While there, they saw a dark figure standing motionless for 3 minutes. Despite trying to communicate, it didn't respond. When they turned to leave and looked away for just 2 seconds, the figure was gone without a trace. They did manage to snap a photo of it, though. The user isn't sure if it was a shadow figure or something else, leaving it up to commenters to decide. Reddit user conflicted with Gemini and his wife were hiking at Castle Rock State Park in California last spring. The weather was foggy, and the trail ahead seemed clear, making it a perfect time for a photo. Later, when reviewing the pictures at home, they noticed something disturbing. A ghostly figure appeared at the far end of the path, clearly visible against the background. They were instantly spooked and quickly shut off their computer, too scared to examine the other photos. Commenters agreed that it was a striking ghostly image, with some suggesting it looked like a soldier wearing a helmet, creating a chilling and eerie sight. A Reddit user visited a park one morning and stumbled upon a disturbing sight. As he got closer, he realized it was a statue completely covered in plastic bags with no explanation, making it look extremely creepy. He posted the image on Reddit, where many people agreed it was unsettling. Why would they wrap it up like that? A Reddit user posted a creepy photo taken near old railroad tracks in Madras, Oregon, during a night walk with family and friends. Upon reviewing the photos later, they spotted something eerie in the background. 3 shadowy figures walking toward them, dressed in dark clothing. Their faces appeared decayed, almost resembling zombies. What made it even more unsettling was that the group had walked across that same bridge, yet no one had noticed anything unusual at the time. A group of men was hiking deep in the woods when something suddenly stopped them in their tracks.
I think I'll pick up that sound. Yeah.
A strange sound echoed through the trees. Neither a bird, nor a coyote, nor anything they could recognize. It was haunting, almost human, and that's when things started to feel eerie. The video was recorded by a worker at a courthouse somewhere in the USA. The person was inspecting the building with equipment, including a metal detector and a thermal camera. He had been working at the courthouse for a few days, and after speaking to the other workers, they mentioned that strange things sometimes happen there, and they often feel an unusual energy. During his time there, he captured something odd on the thermal camera that he just can't explain. Take a look.
I don't know. My brother like yeah, that's you're going great. No, it's not. I think I called this once right away. I was like, why?
In the video, a heat signature is seen coming from the door, even though no one is there, and these thermal cameras can't detect through glass. The worker is recording with his phone from the same angle as the thermal camera, so if it were a reflection, it would likely appear on his phone too. However, it's only visible on the thermal camera, and at one point, it even seems to wave, which doesn't align with the movements of the person filming, making it unlikely to be his own reflection. After talking to the courthouse workers, they believe the heat signature belongs to the spirit of a woman who was convicted and sentenced to death in the courthouse, now haunting the place with unresolved regrets. A single mother, living alone with her children, shares that strange things have been happening in her home for some time, and it seems to mainly occur when her children are around. One day, while she and her child were in the living room, they captured this.
Close the door. Can you close the door, please? What?
Come on, let me ask. Open the door if you need help.
What the?
You do?
Oh my! It opened it wide. Oh my God!
Close the door if you need help. I swear to God, I put it on.
Oh my! What is it doing? What the? Bro, no! Yes, I knew. Yes, I knew. Elgin, please.
Do you see
Elgin, can you please? It's closed all the way.
The door appears to open on its own as soon as her child walks by. She then asks the door to shut, and it closes again. On another night, she captures something chilling on her CCTV in her children's bedroom while they are asleep. Watch closely. Both children are fast asleep when the controller suddenly falls off the table on its own. Upon closer inspection, it looks like a tiny, strange hand grips the cord and pulls it. Then, her headset moves by itself, and at the same time, something presses down on the covers as if there's someone, or something, else there. With only her 2 children asleep, she wonders what could be causing this. The mother believes something might be attached to one of her children. But what do you think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. This guard was making his rounds in a completely empty building, or at least it was supposed to be empty. The atmosphere felt heavy, as if someone was watching him from the shadows.
There, son. Oh, it stinks there. Sit there.
No, no, no.
No.
Hey!
Okay, let's take out the ventilator. Okay, now. Jesus Christ.
The fear is unmistakable. The man checks corridor after corridor, but finds nothing, until suddenly the silence is shattered. A heavy object crashes to the floor with brutal force. The guard freezes, hides, and whispers, trying to make sense of what just happened. When he finally gathers the courage to look, there's no one there. No footsteps, no intruders, only the certainty that whatever caused that crash was not human. It all began like a typical morning on April 19th, 2023, in Barley County, Idaho. Anna Gibson was upstairs caring for her newborn, while her oldest daughter played alone downstairs. Anna heard the dogs barking, but brushed it off, thinking it was just the mailman. That was a big mistake. The man, later identified as Brian Vergara, found the door open and entered without hesitation. Notice how naturally he walks down the hallway, meets the girl, talks to her for a few seconds, and then does the unthinkable. He picks her up. What was going through his mind at that moment? Fortunately, after a few seconds of unbearable tension, he puts her down and leaves. But the worst was yet to come. Vergara wasn't just a vagrant. Earlier that morning, he had brutally assaulted a 68-year-old woman and threatened another woman with death. He was even carrying a kitchen knife. Anna's husband saw the alert on his phone while at work and messaged her, "Who is that man in our house?" Vergara was sentenced to 40 years in prison, and in 2026, justice took its course. However, the trauma for the Gibson family can't be erased by a sentence. A woman was sitting in her parked car in a public lot when she glanced beside her and saw something disturbing. A pale face in the front passenger seat, staring right at her. The face was still, with dark, hollow eyes. She quickly recorded a short video and left, feeling uneasy. Some believed it was something supernatural, while others thought it could have been a mask or a person sitting very still. Regardless, it was a frightening experience. A man was chilling on his couch, having a conversation while a video played in the background. It seemed like he was talking to a friend in the kitchen or possibly using a spirit box, but then it became clear he was speaking to a ghost woman. Without any special device, he was getting responses from her. When he stood up to show the kitchen, where the voice was coming from, there was no one there, except, as he pointed the camera, a pale face appeared behind the window bars. Later, while hearing strange noises outside, he went to investigate and caught sight of a terrifying figure sneaking behind a pole.
¿Quién eres? ¿Quién eres? Son las 3:51 de la mañana, no he podido dormir porque hace mucho calor. De hecho tengo abierta la ventana de aquí, pero pues para no molestar allá. Tengo las cortinas y la ventana de la cocina también está abierta. ¿Eres Leonardo? Sí. Leonardo está en su casa. Son las 4 de la mañana. Ni siquiera mis papás están aquí. Estaba leyendo porque no podía dormir. Y estaba con música relajante y todo para ver si me dormía. Dime la verdad, ¿quién eres? Voy para allá. Y no hay nadie. Aquí tampoco hay nadie, ¿eh? Viene de acá. A ver, ¿quién eres? Ven, les digo que tenía la ventana abierta por el calor. Hasta estoy en shorts y no hay nadie. No hay nadie. Ni acá. Dime algo. Estaba desde hace rato escuchando eso. Estoy escuchando música desde la tele, pero se escuchan rezos. O como que alguien rezando. No sé. Alexa, luz del cuarto blanco frío. Déjame ver si... Ok, acabo de encender la luz del teléfono. Y no veo nada. No puedo ver bien el teléfono. Pero es cosa de que me dejo de asomar. Apago la luz. Escuchen. Eso fue en la puerta, eso fue en la puerta. Voy a ir a ver. mis papás no han estado en estos días y es cuando más se ha presentado todo. Uy, es que está oscurísimo aquí. Y no hay nadie. Ahí están haciendo una construcción. ¿Escuchan? Viene de allá. ¿Quién eres? ¡Ay, no seas pendejo!
Was it just a trick of the light, or was something truly lurking in the shadows? Was the ghost trying to communicate or warn him about something? And what exactly was hiding behind that pole? Was it human or something far darker? One night, while patrolling, Artesh felt an unknown presence. At first, he thought it was an intruder since his supervisor had warned him about nearby robberies. But after that night, he probably wished it had been a burglar. It was far scarier. He heard strange noises and found 2 carts out of place. Thinking it was nothing, he started to doubt himself. Then, the ghost decided to make it clear. They moved one of the carts right in front of him. It happened again the next night, this time more dramatically, with a cart moving across the aisle all by itself. Reach had to watch it from the corridor. Later, while investigating more strange sounds, the store speaker blasted loud music for no reason. In one of the clips, there's a faint figure moving behind the shelves, hard to see, but definitely there. And on that same night, a pile of tires that had been standing still suddenly fell over on its own.
Me encuentro dando mi rondín de las 3 de la mañana y pasa que hay algo bien curioso. No sé, la verdad sí ya me está empezando a dar miedo. Se escuchan como risas, como voces. Sí, no sé si me estoy sugestionando por todo lo que ha estado pasando ahorita, pero sí estoy escuchando como demasiados ruidos. No sé, es muy extraño. Y la verdad sí ya me está dando como miedo. Qué raro. Sí, ya me está dando como... Ay, no, no le encuentro. Ay, no. Desde hace rato se andan escuchando ruidos de este lado. Nada más que no había querido venir a asomarme porque es que en este maldito pasillo donde se asomó la cochinada esa, ahí en ese lado de allá. Ahí es donde se asomó y la verdad me da mucho miedo estar viniendo a asomarme para acá. ¿Qué es eso? Se está moviendo el carro. Soy yo, se está moviendo esa mierda. No mames, se está moviendo. ¿Qué mierda pasa aquí? ¿Qué mierda está pasando? Se está moviendo esa porquería. No te muevas, no te muevas. No, 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 no. No mames, acabo de escuchar cómo botaron esa pelota que está ahí tirada. Al chile me da un chingo de cosa irme a asomar ya. Ya me dijeron que ya no los ande grabando, que ya los deje tranquilos porque me van a seguir molestando, pero ¿qué hago, banda? Si me siguen pasando estas cosas, ¿qué hago? Ya no sé si reírme de nervios, reírme por no llorar, ya no sé ni qué hacer. Tú como vamos, sácate a la verga. Sácate a la verga. Es bien raro porque estoy checando mis caducidades que me tocó aquí en Salchonería y Lácteos y curiosamente escuché que algo se cayó. Realmente no alcancé a ver qué fue lo que se cayó, pero sí escuché que se cayó algo. Ya desde hace rato se andan escuchando ruidos pues extraños y realmente se cayeron unas galletas, creo. No sé, es muy extraño todo esto. Se cayeron unas galletas. ¡Oh, la madre! No sé qué está pasando. Realmente se escuchan ruidos a lo lejos. Está pasando algo muy extraño, no sé qué está pasando. Se siente como si alguien me estuviera observando. No lo sé. No mames.
Was something else sharing the store after hours? And how long could anyone keep working in a place like that? Late one night, a woman was startled awake by someone screaming outside her apartment. When she looked out the window, she saw a man standing completely still, facing her building. A moment later, she heard a noise coming from her closet. When she opened the door, an object suddenly fell out. In a panic, she didn't stick around to investigate. She grabbed what she could and ran out of the apartment. But as she looked back up toward her window, she saw a figure moving inside her apartment. Who was inside? How did they get there? And why would anyone leave their apartment after seeing that man standing there? Reddit user WoodsGareth84 shared an image taken by their friend's child in the park. The photo showed a dark street at night, but something seemed to be lurking in the shadows. The post sparked mixed reactions. Some users thought the image quality was too poor to make anything out, but most agreed that it looked like someone was there. This person was taking their usual walk. Nothing unusual, just a quiet path they walked every day, including by a large, old tree they'd passed many times before. But last Thursday, something felt different. Suddenly, they heard a deep, low growl coming from the trees, followed by the sound of rustling bushes. That's when they saw it. A huge, dark figure, easily 7 to 8 feet tall, just standing there. As they grabbed their phone to take a picture, the figure bolted without any warning, disappearing in a flash. Strange, right? But it gets weirder. The next day, they returned to the same trail, hoping to spot it again. Instead, they found the old tree completely bent and twisted, as if something with great strength had deformed it overnight. There was no storm, no strong winds, nothing to explain it. Was it a warning? A message? Could it be Bigfoot marking its territory? Or something even more terrifying? What was that towering figure hiding in the shadows? Was it truly Bigfoot or something far worse? The person who recorded this clip says living there during their childhood was a real nightmare. They claim that from the second floor, you could hear children singing when no one was around, and that the mirrors would show reflections that didn't match the person looking into them. But the most disturbing experience happened to the younger brother. During the years they lived in the house, the boy had severe episodes of sleepwalking and constant illnesses during these episodes. The little one also referred to himself as Walter and spoke in a language no one in the family understood.
It's a person. It's Walter. It's a person. It's a guy.
Walter is here.
Have you seen a boy crying? The boy called himself Linguage.
Walter.
Go, he's locked.
What's shown now is an attempt by the older sister and the person recording to communicate with the entity. Notice the calmness in their tone, as if they've already accepted living with this presence.
Can you please shut the doors?
Can I show it so you can see that it's shutting the shutter?
There it goes. Show it.
So nobody can, everybody can see this.
Oh, wow.
Nice drop. That's really good.
Look.
Okay, can you try opening the doors? If it's too hard, we can help you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a second to try opening them. Give it a little push. Can you please try pushing the doors open instead of shutting them?
Wow, nice drop. That's really impressive. Good job, good job. Try keeping one open.
Look at the door. There's no draft, no strings. They ask the entity to close it, and it obediently pushes the wood. Listen carefully as they say, "Good job." It's a domestic moment, but undeniably chilling.
You were the little girl singing last time. Please turn the flashlight on. It might not be a little girl. Okay, can you turn the flashlight off now? Okay, if there's a spirit here, can you please turn the flashlight on? Okay, thank you.
The family says that after moving out of the house, the little brother's illnesses suddenly stopped, as if Walter had been trapped within those walls, waiting for the next family. While on patrol, officers were alerted by a concerned conductor who feared he might have hit someone on the tracks. When they arrived to check, they were surprised to find small shrines lined up along the tracks, adorned with fruits. The setup resembled rituals from the Caribbean, hinting at a potential spiritual or religious practice. Whether it was voodoo, a local offering, or something else, they couldn't be certain. Thankfully, no one was harmed. A hiker was trekking through a remote wooded area on the outskirts of Tennessee, a place with few residents and minimal foot traffic. While hiking, the hiker came across a tree with an unusual carved symbol, which didn't appear to be a typical trail mark or name. The hiker shared the image online to seek explanations. Some believed it was just a tag left by someone, while others speculated it might have a darker meaning. The hiker also mentioned feeling strangely uneasy during the hike, something he had never felt before. Does anyone know what this symbol signifies? These images recently appeared on 4chan, drawing the attention of online communities. They show a crashed UFO in a forest near a railroad. However, many pointed out a major issue. AI-generated images have made it harder to distinguish between what's real and what's fabricated. With technological advancements, photographic evidence is no longer as trustworthy as it used to be. The only reliable verification now comes from direct eyewitness accounts, which are still rare. Late one night, two friends ventured into an abandoned train station in Ass, Belgium. As they arrived, eerie sounds filled the air.
Daar staat dus een verlaten trein. We staan nu bij een verlaten treingebouw. En daarachter, je kan het niet zien op de camera, maar daar staat ook een raar gebouw. Maar er komt kankerenge geluid vandaan.
We wachten tot ze weer iets afspelen. Nu hoor je niks.
Nou, ik denk niet dat je het hoort op de camera, maar je hoort echt hele duistere...
Oh, hier hoor je het weer.
En dan hoor je opeens kerkklokken en zo. Wat de f*** is er gaande? Nou, nu is het weer stil. Toevallig net als ik mijn camera pak. En eigenlijk willen we dus die trein in. Maar er staan dus ook camera's en zo. We'll keep you up to date.
A dark warehouse loomed behind the trains, and from inside, unsettling sounds echoed.
Wat? Ik zit kanker in.
Distant thuds, scraping metal, and an eerie mechanical hum filled the air. As they moved closer, the noises grew louder. Suddenly, flashlights appeared on the tracks, and the friends quickly backed away, watching from a distance.
Mensen in de trein. Ze hebben helmen op. Wat gebeurt daar? Er lopen gewoon mensen in die trein en we horen kankerenge muziek. Zullen we dichterbij? Ik wil kijken, ouwe. Ik moet weten wat er is. Ik moet het weten.
The figures holding the flashlights weren't just passing through. They moved cautiously, scanning the area as if they had heard something. Despite their growing nerves, the friends decided to investigate one last time. The eerie sounds grew clearer. When the flashlights returned, they panicked and rushed back to their cars. After gathering their courage, they returned, only to find the sounds had stopped. They ventured to the other side of the building, but all they found was dirt, mud, and train tracks. Seeking answers, they asked two women in a nearby building about the noises, but they simply shook their heads, warning them of the dangers near the tracks at night. Undeterred, the friends returned months later, determined to uncover the truth.
Oké, nu ga ik even stil zijn dat je die geluiden goed kan horen. Ik zie mensen lopen in de trein. Ik zie mensen lopen, zie je de lamp? Ze zitten in de trein.
The eerie sounds were still present, and the men in overalls continued moving through the trains. Then, suddenly, a chilling scream pierced the silence, and that's when this happened.
Ik hoorde ook mensen schreeuwen, hoor. Gast! Yo! Ik weet niet of je het hoorde. Maar ik hoorde net een man schreeuwen. Dit kan toch niet? 2 maanden later. En gewoon precies hetzelfde. Zo. Waar we nu een beetje mee zitten is dus het licht. Yo, er lopen er mensen. Er lopen er mensen, gast. Yo.
Later, seeking answers, they asked a hotel receptionist about the site.
Ja, gewoon.
Hey, ik heb een hele rare vraag misschien. We waren met mijn verlaten treinstation en toen zagen we allemaal rare mensen in ladder op gas. Weet je ook mensen aan het werk zijn daar?
Nu?
Ja?
Geen idee. Ik weet dat daar een escape room is voor acteurs. Misschien dat het daar ook was.
Dus een escape room, oké.
Ja.
Oké, dankjewel. We horen allemaal rare geluiden en zo, maar...
Ja, dat is van die escape room inderdaad.
Dankjewel. Gast.
Nee, dat verneukt alles.
Dat verneukt alles, ouwe.
Bro, we konden naar huis rijden. We hadden, is het een escape, bro?
Nee, man. Nee.
Nu is het allemaal verneukt, bro.
meen je niet.
Nu durf ik gewoon heen, nu durf ik gewoon heen ook.
Moeten we die escape room ook een keer doen ook.
Ja. En het mooiste is, dan moet ik er...
Finally, it seemed like the mystery was solved. Joseph is certainly one of the most terrifying sequences. It starts with an innocent sound, the distant, haunting cry.
I think I messed up a little bit. Do you hear that? Charlie, cat's right here. She doesn't seem to be worried about it.
He sighs and gasps, then shows us the television to prove that it's not just a movie. The sound is real, but soon the activity turns physical. A few days later, Joseph hears strange noises coming from the bathroom and decides to leave a camera recording while he rests for an hour. At first, nothing happens, just complete silence, but pay close attention to the right side of the mirror.
I've been hearing some strange noises from this bathroom. And so I'm going to set up this camera to record and see if we catch anything. I've never caught anything on camera before, so I'm hoping that this might be the first time. But, it kind of sounds like scratches.
A shadowy figure, clearly human, appears in the doorway, briefly looks inside, and then swiftly retreats. Joseph was alone in his bed with no one else in the apartment. Something entered, checked, and left. The situation grows unbearable. To show his followers that no one else is present, Joseph switches on the lights, opens the shower, and everything is vacant.
Guys, so, you wanted an update? So here is the shower. That's where the cat goes to the bathroom. So nobody's in there, nobody's in the bathroom, nothing's behind the door. All right, we're turning the light off because it doesn't like the light.
Joseph then takes a risky step. He decides to taunt the darkness in the hallway, saying peekaboo. It was a decision he quickly regretted.
Here's my fiance. I don't
want to be on.
It's fine, it hasn't done anything. It's not really being too creepy or anything it does. So we've been playing peekaboo. Peekaboo.
A tall, solid, completely black shadow enters the frame and vanishes, instantly absorbing the light around it. There are no footsteps, no sounds, just its presence. Joseph admits that provoking this entity was a huge mistake. He can no longer sleep, and his cat, which was always calm, now refuses to go near the bathroom. Completely exhausted by the situation, Joseph decides to confront it.
All right, I appreciate all the well wishes. I haven't been getting great sleep lately. I'm not sure if that's why, but I'll take your advice. It's been slamming the doors again this morning. I'm just gonna tell it to get the hell out of here.
Okay. All right, this is it.
You are now welcome here. You need to leave. We are done with your... We are not gonna take it anymore. Okay, you need to get out. No, this is...
He stands at the door and orders the entity to leave, just before the door nearly hits him. A deep, guttural growl echoes from behind the door, something that definitely doesn't seem of this world. Joseph opens the door moments later, and there's nothing there. Neither he nor his cat enters that room again. They're looking for a way out. Roy C. Sullivan, a national park ranger in Virginia, holds one of the most unbelievable records in human history. Between 1942 and 1977, he was struck by lightning 7 times while working outdoors, often patrolling forests, responding to storms, or carrying out ranger duties. These strikes weren't minor. One burned his shoulder, another knocked him unconscious, and others left him with lasting scars and long-term injuries. Because of this, Sullivan earned a spot in the Guinness World Records for surviving the most lightning strikes. Despite surviving nature's most powerful force multiple times, he lived a relatively quiet life and passed away in 1983 at the age of 71. A group of friends was spending the night in a remote forest when one of them suddenly slipped, nearly falling into the ground beneath him. It was pitch dark, and none of them could see what he had almost fallen into. They quickly grabbed a flashlight and aimed it at the spot, revealing something terrifying: a deep, narrow hole that dropped straight down into the earth. Even with the flashlight aimed inside, they couldn't see the bottom. If he had reacted even a split second later, the fall could have resulted in serious injury or something much worse. This video was shot in Germany after locals spotted a red orb hovering in the night sky. It stayed still for a while before suddenly disappearing. Many viewers quickly labeled it a UFO, but there's another possibility. The light could have been a flare fired into the air, often used as a distress signal. If that was the case, someone might have been in need of help. However, instead of responding, people focused on recording the sight. This incident highlights how easily strange sightings can be misunderstood in an age where everything is being filmed. Anthony Yamada, a content creator from Japan, was showcasing a 4-bedroom house in Fukuoka that cost him only $760 a month. The place seemed too good to be true. At the end of the hallway, however, something was revealed that explained why. Anthony calmly describes the benefits of the house, but behind a translucent Japanese-style wall, a dark shadow slides by. The silhouette stops, as though someone is standing, listening, and watching every move. Moments later, he checks behind the wall, but there's no one there. The house was empty. Naturally, the comments flooded in. The low price seemed to hide a very macabre secret. Was it a trick of the lights? Or perhaps an invisible tenant was sharing the house? A woman ventured into a remote park area with her camera, hoping to capture wildlife. After traveling about 16 kilometers from the main road, she noticed something odd. Several trees with their bark intentionally cut away in a clear pattern, forming a visible trail. Intrigued, she decided to follow it. The trail led to a disturbing sight: a collapsed tent partially buried under snow, with a foam sleeping mat and 2 tarps nearby, all looking new and not worn out. Close to the campsite, steps had been carved into the ground, leading toward a nearby river, but there was no sign of anyone. The scene felt off. Later, the woman said she couldn't shake the thought that someone had been injured, gone missing, or worse. Uneasy with what she had found, she left and reported it. No updates have been shared since. In November 2024, YouTuber Homeschool Hunter brought his daughter on her first bow hunt on public walk-in land in South Dakota. They had arrived early that morning, but a motion-activated trail camera near the entrance had already been triggered, meaning someone else knew they were there.
Language alert on this one. If you want to see a classic case of hunter harassment, this is it. And you can draw your own conclusions from watching this interaction, but I think he was showing terrible etiquette, and then he was gaslighting me by saying I was showing bad etiquette. And by the way, this is my daughter's first ever bow hunt for deer, and this is public hunting land in South Dakota. It's on a land called walk-in land, which is open to public hunting. And this guy had a motion-sensing cell phone trail camera guarding the only entrance of this public hunting land. And I could see his camera going off early in the morning when we walked in, so he knew we were there.
They had just settled in and were waiting quietly when a man suddenly pushed through the area, saying he needed to check his camera because the battery was low. He had a tree stand set up and behaved as if the public land belonged to him.
What are you doing? I'm walking. What? You didn't see anything sitting here? You can sit here. I don't care. Tree, stand up there.
He kept arguing that they were ruining his hunt, acting as if placing a camera and tree stand there meant he owned that section of public land.
This is hunter harassment. No, it isn't. I'm checking my camera because it's getting low. Okay. You're harassment because you come in here at my hunting area.
This is not your hunting area. This is public land. What are you talking
Well,
about?
this ain't public land. This is private.
This is
but
walk-in land.
Walk-in now.
It's walk-in land.
You're not teaching a young hunter very good etiquette.
You
There's
are
someone
hunter
else's hunting.
harassing.
No, I'm not.
I was up here hunting.
Yep, and I'm
And
come
you
here to
came
check
bust. I was up here hunting.
Yep, and I'm
And
come
you
here to
came
check my
busting up
camera.
here. Yeah, you
My
can't come up
camera's
here.
getting low on battery.
I'm sitting next to it. It doesn't,
Yep.
doesn't mean you
And I
can
need
come
to
up and
change it.
check it. Go ahead and change it. Hop out of here.
I will.
Go ahead.
I will.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Thank you.
Not very good at hunter etiquette. I've been
Exactly.
hunting
You're
here
up here talking to full voice, and
I
you're
don't
complaining
give
about
a-
my hunter etiquette. I'm hunting.
I don't care.
Well, I'm glad.
I've been hunting for so many years. Everybody's doing this to me all the time.
I get it. Well, now it's your turn, I guess, because just because other people do it to you doesn't mean you should do it to other people.
Well, then show a little etiquette. This is hunter etiquette. Look at the camera.
I can
right
sit
there.
here.
You want me to take pictures of that? I'll take
Yeah,
pictures
take-
of you too.
Go ahead. Doesn't bother me. I'm not doing anything illegal. You're the one who's hunter harassing.
No, I'm not. This is my camera. It was.
You
up-
should
it's
know
been
that
up
I'm
here since
hunting here
April.
then. You should know that I'm up here hunting then. I saw it going off. You knew I was here.
No, I.
Yes, you did. I saw the infrared going off in the dark this morning. You know it's. You know I was here.
I know
Just
you've been
change your
here in the
batteries and leave.
past 'cause I
Just
seen you walk past
just
a couple
change your
times.
batteries and leave.
So I will.
Appreciate it.
Not a good way to teach a youngster.
Yes, it is. We're hunting on public land.
Yeah.
You're the one who's coming up here messing up our hunt.
There was somebody hunting here with all this
It
stuff.
doesn't matter
that's
if it,
going
no,
around.
no, there's nobody else hunting here this
No,
morning.
not right now.
Of course not right
But
now.
you know where how you're
Just
sitting
because
here?
somebody hunted here in the past means I can't hunt on public land. Give me a break. Get out of here.
In the past, it's not past. And actually, this just went into. Freddie used to have this.
I don't care if it
regular
was
private.
never public land for 1,000 years. It's public land right now.
Yep.
I'm hunting public land.
And
You
do you
came
know
up here
which
and
way
messed
the wind
with
is
me.
blowing?
It doesn't matter.
Do you know which way the wind is blowing?
It doesn't matter how I hunt.
You're gonna
I can
come up
hunt.
Here, that's gonna go. They're gonna blow out.
Doesn't matter
before
how
you
I
get
hunt.
'em. So
Doesn't matter how I hunt.
I know. Apparently, you're gonna have fun getting something.
Despite the disruption, a buck eventually appeared, and his daughter successfully made the shot.
Nervous. Okay, good. Better. Yeah, he's making a scrape. Remember, get your bow back when he's distracted, okay? Just be patient. There's no rush. We got the perfect land. Scraping away. Like that. Sees the decoy. Ready.
Know which way the wind is blowing?
It doesn't matter how I hunt. I can hunt.
Here that's gonna go. They're gonna blow off.
Doesn't matter how
before
I
you get
hunt.
them. So
Doesn't matter how I hunt.
I know. Apparently.
Go ahead. Go ahead. You hit him. Let's just see. Yeah, you should have taken your time. That's okay. Wow, buddy. That was like 15 yards. That was a fun hunt. Holy cow. Should have told you to take your time. Buddy, I can't believe you got your bow back.
I was like behind you, sort of, so.
Yeah. It's okay, we'll give him some time. I don't think we're gonna recover him, but we're gonna try. We're gonna leave for at least a couple hours here. Probably 5 hours and come back this afternoon. We're gonna go look at the footage and look at it. Rushed. That's what happens when your first deer comes out and it's a monster buck. First deer ever. Whew. But yeah, we're gonna get out of here so we don't spook anything else. Nice job.
What should have been a perfect first hunt instead became a harsh reminder that the real danger in the woods is not always wildlife, but people who act like public land is theirs and go out of their way to intimidate others. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can stay updated with our latest videos.